The Apple Watch can now detect high blood pressure. In 2025, Apple announced that the Apple Watch would now track signs of high blood pressure using its heart rate sensor. Sounds great, but the problem is, most people are completely wrong about what that blood pressure feature actually means. Some think that it is continuously tracking their blood pressure every minute of the day. Others believe it gives exact systolic and diastolic numbers like a medical cuff. And a surprising number of people think they can throw away their blood pressure monitor entirely. Well, none of that is true. So today, we are cutting through the confusion. Not speculation, not hype, not fear. Just what the feature actually does, what it does not do, and why it still matters. The blood pressure feature launched publicly with the Apple Watch Series 9 and remains available on Series 10 and the Apple Watch Series 11 released in September 2025. This is not a future rumor. It is already active on millions of wrists, so let's start with what it actually does. The Apple Watch does not measure your blood pressure in real time. It does not inflate. It does not squeeze your artery. It does not show you 124/79. Instead, it runs a long-term analysis. Over a rolling 30-day window, the watch collects cardiovascular signals using its optical heart sensor. That sensor uses photoplethysmography, which means it shines light into your skin and measures how blood volume changes with each heartbeat. That signal is influenced by arterial stiffness, pulse wave shape, and vascular tone. Apple feeds that data into machine learning models trained on over 100,000 participants. If your pattern over time resembles markers associated with hypertension, the watch sends you a notification suggesting you may have signs of elevated blood pressure and should confirm with a validated upper arm cuff. That is the feature. It is binary. You either receive a possible hypertension alert or you do not. There are no numbers displayed, no systolic graph, no diastolic trend line, no morning versus evening comparison. It is an FDA-cleared hypertension detection tool, not a diagnostic blood pressure monitor. That distinction is not marketing language. It is regulatory language. Now let's talk about what it does not do, because this is where expectations tend to drift. It does not replace a traditional cuff. Upper arm cuffs use what is called the oscillometric method. They inflate around the arm. They temporarily restrict blood flow in the brachial artery. They measure pressure oscillations as the cuff deflates. From those oscillations, they calculate systolic and diastolic pressure directly. That is measurement. The Apple Watch does not do that. It does not give you a millimeter of mercury value. It does not allow medication adjustment. It does not provide real-time monitoring during a stressful meeting. It does not use the ECG sensor for this feature. And importantly, it does not use pulse transit time. Many analysts assumed Apple would combine ECG timing and optical pulse arrival to estimate pressure. That is not what shipped. There is also no calibration required. You do not pair it with a cuff every 4 weeks. You do not enter baseline values. It passively analyzes patterns in the background. Now let's compare this to existing solutions. Samsung's Galaxy Watch provides estimated systolic and diastolic readings in supported regions. It requires regular calibration with a traditional cuff. It is not FDA-cleared for blood pressure monitoring in the United States. That means it gives numbers but requires more user effort and does not carry the same regulatory positioning. On the other end of the spectrum is the Omron HeartGuide. This device contains a true inflatable cuff inside the wristband. It uses the oscillometric method. Inflate, restrict blood flow, measure oscillations during deflation. It is FDA cleared. It provides real systolic and diastolic numbers. But it is significantly bulkier than a traditional smartwatch. It is not as seamless for 24-hour wear. Apple sits in a different category. No numbers, no calibration, no cuff. FDA cleared for hypertension detection. That design choice matters when you think at scale. Globally, over 1.3 billion adults live with hypertension. Nearly half of them are unaware. High blood pressure is often called the silent killer, because it typically has no obvious symptoms. You can feel normal, you can exercise, you can sleep well, and still have chronically elevated arterial pressure damaging your cardiovascular system. Systolic pressure is the force when your heart contracts. Diastolic pressure is the force when your heart relaxes. Sustained elevation increases risk of stroke, heart attack, kidney failure, and heart disease. Early detection reduces long-term risk. Apple estimates roughly 1 million hypertension alerts in the first year of deployment. Even if a fraction of those users follow up with a cuff and clinical care, that represents population-scale screening that previously did not exist. This is where perspective shifts. Apple is not turning the watch into a hospital device. It is building a health signal detector. And at scale, passive screening can influence behavior before disease progresses. Now let's address limitations honestly. Optical sensors at the wrist are influenced by motion, skin tone, ambient light, and arterial stiffness. Clinical studies examining PPG-based estimation systems often report mean errors between 5 and 13 millimeters of mercury. That range can be clinically meaningful. Positioning of the wrist relative to heart level also affects vascular signal interpretation. That is why confirmation with a validated upper arm cuff remains essential after receiving an alert. This is not a diagnostic tool. It is a screening tool. So who benefits? If you already have diagnosed hypertension and rely on precise measurements to adjust medication, you still need a validated cuff. If you are health conscious, have a family history, or fall into a borderline category, this becomes a powerful awareness mechanism. Awareness tool, not a diagnosis tool. That distinction protects both your expectations and your health. As for pricing, the feature is included in standard Apple Watch models beginning with Series 9. There is no premium hardware exclusivity tied specifically to this capability. It runs on existing optical sensor architecture. And finally, what is not coming soon? Non-invasive glucose monitoring remains years away. Measuring glucose without penetrating the skin requires detecting extremely subtle biochemical signals through tissue with clinical accuracy. That is a far more complex physics and chemistry challenge than long-term cardiovascular pattern detection. So here is the clear reality. The Apple Watch blood pressure feature does not give you numbers. It does not require calibration. It does not continuously monitor your blood pressure. It does provide FDA-cleared hypertension detection using 30-day optical signal analysis and machine learning. Used correctly, it can surface risk earlier for millions of people. Used incorrectly, it can create misunderstanding. Clarity is the difference. If you want evidence-based breakdowns of smart health technology without hype and without speculation, subscribe, and until next time, keep it smart, keep it simple, and keep it healthy.